Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Tuesday, October 1st, 2019. Alright, so today we have the moon shifting out of very earthy Virgo, where we had the new moon last weekend, shifting into Aries Libra. So the theme likely today around things of maybe matters of relationships, bringing some balance into our life, themes around fairness, mutuality, and justice as well, perhaps with Libra. So good to develop this side of ourselves and maybe just notice some themes with this here today. Now, along with this, Venus, the ruler of Libra, has been squaring up to Pluto since yesterday. So that might be a bit of still integration from the energy of yesterday. If you felt anything involving depth or intimacy or transformation in terms of the deeper connections of life. But today that energy is lifting off, so we'll notice maybe less of that deeper energy as the day unfolds. And then other than that, it's just the very early phase of the lunar cycle still, so still a good time of slowly building some momentum from whatever new beginnings or a fresh new start that we've had since over the weekend. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Tuesday. And again, we are using the actual size of the constellations as seen in the visible sky. If you are new to the channel, definitely check out that link down below for more information because the signs are different from mainstream astrology. All right, so let's take a look first at the moon's placement, the moon representing the theme of the day and likely how we're feeling, at least collectively. And in this case, in Libra, the scales, which is suggesting themes around balance. So this can be bringing balance into our own lives. If there's any areas out of balance, it's a great time when the moon's here to bring things back into that balance. If certain areas are overemphasized or underemphasized, kind of bringing that back into that more balanced implementation of it into our life. But this can often be definitely involving relationships oftentimes. So balance in those as well. Maybe noticing themes around what's fair, what's mutual, what's going to create harmony, and what's fair when it comes to justice as well. Libra can very much be about bringing things back into justice or balancing of the karmic scales, we could say, when the moon is here. So good to do this, good to see what is fair, what is mutual, how can we bring things back into balance with this theme of the day. Now we do still have a lot of earth energy, which is all of the fast movers in Virgo, which is the larger context of improvement. Still a good time to be focused on what can be improved, refined, embittered. Virgo is very much about doing the work and refining things into our life. And so with all these planets here, definitely that being the major theme, especially because we did just have that new moon last weekend, suggesting that this whole lunar cycle is about developing this structural and earthy side of ourself, the side of ourself that does want improvement and refinement in life. All right, and it is the very early phase, so we're slowly building some momentum, still definitely the low energy of the cycle, collectively speaking. But if there are any things that have recently come into your life or new ideas or new shifts since the weekend, it is an excellent part of the week for slowly building some of that momentum. All right, in terms of the aspects, the only thing we got here, which is quite important, but we are easing up off of it, is Venus squaring Pluto from yesterday. So from yesterday, if you felt anything that was about this need for maybe depth in connections or in our values in life, maybe truth, wanting maybe intimacy or intensity or some change and empowerment and transformation when it comes to our values or relationships, or maybe just noticing that life's been helping us transform and create changes with our values and relationships. This is starting to ease up here today. So if there has been anything that shifted or you started to incorporate into your life from this perspective, it does make it still an excellent day to implement this stuff. Usually the waning energy of the aspect is good for implementation and just integrating that energy into our life. So what I would say is, how can we bring in some intimacy, some truth, some depth into our life, into our relationships in a way that's conscious and constructive and maybe even challenging ourselves to do that, and really building intimacy with ourselves and diving deep with ourselves, and maybe doing things that might be quite vulnerable, but we know is the right thing, or the thing that is the truth in some way. Really, really good day to do this stuff, and maybe even noticing some of that post-transformation from a result of that. But like I said, the energies are lifting off, and so if there was anything on that deeper level regarding Venusian things, you'll likely notice that energy easing up here today. All right, and other than this, just some minor lunar aspects. We have a sextile between Saturn and Pluto, so nothing major, but maybe just feeling a bit grounded and maybe empowered today. On a very minor note, but then also maybe a bit receptive with a trine up to Neptune, a bit easygoing, at least emotionally, or just noticing a little bit of flow in the life, in the day-to-day life is certainly possible. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. Most important thing, though, integration of depth, truth, intimacy, all that stuff, especially with Venusian things like relationships and our values. The theme is likely going to be around relating here today with the moon in Libra, and again, doing so that there is fairness, balance, mutuality, justice, things like this. But on the most personal level, it's a good time to just bring things back into balance, whatever that might mean for you. And if there's anything from last weekend that we're slowly implementing regarding refinement and improvement in our life, it is an excellent day to do just that. All right, so everyone, have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the daily forecast. Take care.